Of course, we understand that Sadie Sink is going to be in the new Spider-Man Brand New Day. That was announced very, very long ago. What has not been made clear is about who she's going to be playing. Now, all of you watching this show right now, including all of us doing this show right now, we all completely believe that this person is going to be Jean Grey. There have been certain reports saying it's going to be Jean Grey. It seems to just make sense it's Jean Grey. We all kind of think it's going to be Jean Grey. So, worst kept secret in Hollywood, but they are officially keeping it under wraps. Well, we're not the only ones that they were keeping this under wraps from, because according to this story in Variety that came out this morning, which I find fascinating, Sadie Sink got cast in the role of Spider-Man without an audition, and she literally flew to London to do the movie without knowing who her character is and without reading the script. Well, that goes without saying. If she had read the script, she probably knew who she was playing. But number one, cast completely without an audition. And the article goes on to explain that, the director of the film, Shang-Chi director Destin Daniel Cretton, he had worked with her before back in 2017. So I guess he just instantly knew she was perfect for this mystery role. Just called her and said, "You want to be in a Spider-Man movie?" And she just said, "Great. Who am I playing? Can't tell you." "Fine. Can I read the script?" "No." "Okay. Just get on a plane and come to London." And on a plane.
It's like Ocean's 11. Are you in or are you out?
You in or you're out.
Remember?
No, in the goddamn house.
No details.
I love that impersonation you do.
That's wonderful.
So she got on a plane and just flew out there to do this. So I think there's a couple of interesting things about this is that, I remember when we had James Gunn in studio and we were talking to him about Guardians of the Galaxy, and he talked about this huge, long process they went through to find their Star-Lord. And he said, the casting director kept bringing him Chris Pratt. And he said, no, the guy from Parks and Rec, that's not the right guy. That's not the right guy. And he went on and on. And finally, after months, he realized, oh, you know what? Chris Pratt is the right guy. This huge, long process for this. Then you get something on the totally opposite end of the spectrum where it's like, oh yeah, I know who should be this. Go get her. And that's it. Nobody got an audition. It's just, she got it. And then a lot of trust on her part to go, yeah, okay, I'll do it. When are you going to send me the script? Oh, we're not. Okay. So who am I playing? Oh, we can't tell you till you get here. So they kept that really under wraps. And it's funny because we were talking about this a little bit earlier, that the guys and I were talking about this off camera, is that as we're going to discuss a little bit later in the show, Doomsday has had a lot of stuff come out about it. Spider-Man has done a pretty good job of keeping most things completely under wraps. Here we are, we're a month away from the movie coming out. And for the most part, they've done a really good job. And I think that harkens all the way back to the fact that they flew an actress out to set to play a major role in the film, and they never even told her who she was going to be playing. And that might be a little bit reflective. Now, granted, I'm sure Spider-Man Brand New Day is also a smaller production than Avengers Doomsday. I don't know, Rob, if there's ever been a production that's been as big as Avengers Doomsday, but clearly they've been able to keep a lid on this. Anyway, Rob, you read this morning. Do either of these two things surprise you, that, number one, they just hired her without an audition or anything? And the second thing, of course, the fact that she accepted it, no script, not even knowing who her character was until she flew out and got on set. And what do you think about that whole process?
Well, I mean, obviously, it's Marvel. And so it was probably, they announced what movies they were making. So, it's down to a few things. So I think that coming off of Stranger Things, this was a good move for her. But it's funny. I think about this movie, Spider-Man, and I think I have a mental block. I don't know why, John. I think someone's been in my mind. I think someone's read my mind. No, and I
was
think
it Madam Web?
No, because if it was, I would have forgotten it all. But I think it's a good move on her part. I mean, obviously, I like the fact that we don't know everything, and I also think that I you know, we could, if we wanted to, we could dig and find stuff out. I haven't wanted to do that with this movie. It's kind of, I'm going to go into it pure. I mean, I know some spoilers, but I've really sort of stayed away from it. But Sadie Sink's role, the fact that they've kept her pretty much out of the trailers and out of the marketing, I mean, clearly this is going to be a surprise of some kind. And if she is indeed Jean Grey, that says a lot, because that's a new Jean Grey. That's a Jean Grey from the 616, or is it? You know, obviously, since they've shown us it, we're seeing Scott Summers come back. We know Famke Johnson is not that character. So it's going to be really interesting. And I think maybe the reason they're keeping it coy is this is going to be the first of the new X-Men introduced. So that's interesting. But I don't know, man. I honestly don't. If it is Jean Grey and everyone thinks it's, I mean, I'll go with that. I don't know anything differently. But if it is, there's a lot of explaining to do.
Yeah, well, I mean, whoever she is, like, just them bringing in X-Men characters at all. But that's actually one of the things that makes me even more I mean, I'm already pretty much, as a fan guessing, I'm already 100% convinced that she's Jean Grey regardless. But them keeping her out of the trailers, that tells me, and I could be wrong, I could be totally wrong about this. What that tells me is that if they even showed her for 5 seconds, we would all know who she is. You know what I mean? And that to me suggests even more that it's probably Jean Grey, and that they're going in that direction, but could be wrong about that. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? Apparently Sadie Sink was cast for her role, which is probably Jean Grey, but we'll find out for sure in a month, without ever even auditioning. And she accepted the role and flew to London to go to set to start filming, having never read the script or even knowing who her character was at the time. Is that different? Like, have you heard about something like that before? Whatever you guys think about this, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts.